Hey guys, it's your girl Malika, and I wanted to start doing, as if you watched the ending of my last video, yes, I know it's long, but if you watched it, you would know that I said I was going to start doing like different types of videos. And I feel like in a world where we're trying to portray ourselves as so perfect skin, perfect body, perfect everything, I was going to start doing like lo-fi videos where we just chatting, we just talking. But this video is going to be about my DNA ancestry results. Now I haven't got the paper version, but I have got the digital version. I'm going to have to edit this video a little bit so I can put my DNA up. But what is so cool is that, okay, you grow up one way thinking you're all this and you're all that. So let me just give you some backstory about what they told me I was. So they told me, and by they I mean my family, we definitely knew that from slavery, obviously there was some, and I mean this in no disrespectful way, but there was some mixing going on. But that's to be expected. If you're a black person in America whose family goes back generations and generations here, then more than likely you're going to have some type of European in you. And that's just what it is. I mean, there's no pure black person here that has generations and generations of family because of slavery and rapings and stuff like that. So I already knew that was going to take place, but because of my skin color, people would assume that it was more prevalent in my family. So my family always said we have Indian in us, we have German, maybe Irish, obviously African, and we were even told that it was a possibility we could have, Latin, some type of Latin in us. And if I am doing this wrong, excuse me guys. So I get my results and I'm blown back. I am blown back, you guys. Like, really, I thought I would be like at least 35% European. No. I am over 80% African, and I am only about 10% European. So you're going to see my results. Now they have your high regions, which is where they are most confident, and then they have the low regions. So when I say I'm over 80% African, I am including those lower demographic regions that they weren't necessarily 100% sure from, but nonetheless. Okay, so I am 33% Cameroon/Congo. That blew me away because I was not expecting to have this high of percentage of African. I am excited. I have been researching the areas and just trying to learn more about the culture and the people. My next highest percentage is Mali, as you guys can see, and then it's Senegal, and then it is Benin and Togo, and 8% Great Britain. So, wow, no Native American came up, which is shocking. I do believe people in my family have Native American in their genealogy, but it's just, or DNA, but it's just not in mine. So apparently my bloodline really is concentrated from the South Carolinas. And I think that's because of my grandfather on my mother's side. Because my grandfather on my mother's side is said to have come from the South Carolina area. And through Ancestry DNA, you get to see your matches, like your second cousins, your first cousins. They can even bring up your siblings if they've taken the test. So I'm going to get my sister this test so she can take it. But that's beside the fact. It brought up like some distant relatives and from around the South Carolina area. So I messaged my mom and I was like, okay, Mom, what's my grandfather's full name? And she told me his full name, and I was just like, okay. And this guy started messaging me. He's like my fifth cousin, I believe. And he was saying how he has some blah blahs in his family. And I was like, okay, I'm trying to get all this information together. It blew me away that I was already meeting people from like distant cousins and stuff like that. It was crazy. I even found a second cousin that I knew nothing about. Like, wow, I was just like blown back by my results. Like, it's amazing to think that we associate skin color with how black you are in America. And I have to bring this subject up. It's crazy to me that we associate how black you are with how the color of your skin. Both of my parents are African American. Both of their parents are African American. And it's once you go back towards the people who were coming out of slavery, which was my great grandmother. My father is an older father. My father is 72 years old. So perspective for you guys. I remember him telling me that my great grandmother Catherine, which is where I get my middle name from, was coming from past the Ohio area out of slavery. So, yeah, it's not that recent. I mean, it's recent, but not like within my father or my mother or their parents' generations that the European part was introduced. And it's just crazy how we associate skin color with how black you are in our community. So I am over 80% African, and this brings back something that happened a few days ago where there was a discussion going on about mass incarceration and how it disproportionately affects African American men. And I was just saying that we need to do better with advocating for their rights and stuff like that. And somebody commented back, and you know what they told me? They told me that, of course, I would advocate for men who aren't going to advocate for me because I'm light-skinned. That boiled my blood. It really boiled my blood because I was just like, really? Really, people? Like, really? That makes no sense whatsoever. And it was just a ignorant comment to make. But this confirms, this just blew me back, you guys. Like, wow. Wow. And so for all the ignorant people in the world, we have to get past this light skin versus dark skin thing. I know that there's a lot of trauma with this subject, but we have to get past that because your skin color does not represent who you are anyways. It doesn't represent who you are within your DNA. So we have to get past that, and there's a greater conversation that needs to happen. Obviously, there is a lot of traumas. Obviously, people with lighter complexion have some privileges, but we have to get beyond that. We have to have open and honest dialogue, and we have to stop associating skin color with how black a person is. Like, that's ridiculous. So these are my results, and yeah, I'm just blown back. So if you've taken this test, let me know. And I'm going to be taking 23andMe next. So I'm ecstatic, you guys. Like, this was crazy. you grow up one way, thinking one way, and then they blow your mind away. So yeah, peace, love, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.